Hi, my name is Matthew Brady. I'm doing a quick video on why we're in the U.S.-Iran war in the first place. I'm an American citizen. Presently, I'm visiting Malawi. I've seen the effects on the war in Malawi and the effects that they're having on fuel prices and food prices here are even worse than they are in the United States. And it leads me to ask, why did we start this war and the bombings in the first place? I can understand what Donald Trump's reasons allegedly were. Okay, one was the end of the nuclear grade uranium enrichment program. So as of right now, Iran has over 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium. Has to get to 90% to be capable of making over a nuclear weapon grade material, right? So he's almost there. They almost have 1,000 pounds of nuclear grade material that they could make nuclear weapons from. Obviously, they have a very well established missile and defense system. Where they're getting all these missiles from, it's probably China, could be Russia. My guess is probably more like China. Russia is, heavily involved in their own war with Ukraine. So I'm not sure they have too many extra missiles to spare, but they've got plenty of missiles, that's for sure, and they're making them themselves. Okay, 8-9 months ago, July 15th, it was a 15-day war. Well, July 15th, it was a 15-day war in July of 2025. That the U.S. embarked on a mission with Israel to bomb Iran, which we did. And at the end of that bombing campaign, Donald Trump came out and said that the reason we did it is to obliterate their defense systems and missile stockpile and nuclear enrichment program. Obviously, we didn't, because 8 or 9 months later, at the end of February, we started bombing again. Was basically erupted into a full-scale war. We're now in the middle of a ceasefire, which obviously isn't working. J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, made a video on YouTube the other day where he said he's clearly confused. Donald Trump is the only person who seems to advocate it. And the other day he said, well, we're pretty much finishing up a deal. We're pretty much wrapping it up. It's almost done. And I'm looking at, the news or whatever news I can glean at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and it says they just blew up 2 more Iranian boats. Well, that's not a ceasefire. So it just kind of throws everything right back into the middle of things. So the United States does not get 1 drop of oil from Iran. The United States is the largest exporter of oil in the world. The largest importer of oil into the United States is Canada. There's 8 countries in the Persian Gulf. There's Bahrain, Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates. The United States doesn't get a drop of oil from Iran. We get less than 5% of all imported oil from any of those 8 Persian Gulf states, and the one that we get the most from is Saudi Arabia, and it accounts for about 3% of our oil, okay, imported. We don't need imported oil. We have an 11 times annual reserve of oil in the United States, which means the United States could go for 11 years without importing 1 drop of oil or drilling for another drop of oil and not have to worry about it. So the reason why gasoline prices have gone from $2.50 to $3 a gallon to $4.50 to $5 a gallon within 3 months is a sham. It's ridiculous. We don't need it. We shouldn't be in the war fighting for oil that we don't need. And it's affecting other countries more than it's affecting the United States. As I said, I'm in Malawi filming this video right now. I've watched the price of gasoline more than double here since I first came here a year ago, okay? They pay per liter of gasoline. The price of gasoline, I remember when I got here a year ago, it was like 3,200 quattro. Now it's over 6,500 quattro. Okay, they don't produce any of their own oil. The price of gasoline here has doubled. Okay, they also use oil and petroleum products to produce fertilizer. And they need fertilizer because 85% of the industry here is involved in agriculture. So obviously food prices have skyrocketed here, and they've got nothing to do with the U.S.-Iranian war. And that's happening throughout other countries in Africa. But I'm going to make another video on that. But I just want to talk about how senseless this is, especially after Trump came out the other day and said a deal was done, and they blow up a couple Iranian ships the other night. And it seems like, well, we're just starting all over again. So thanks for watching, and I'm going to come back with some more videos.